Minnesota Vikings 2022 season is over. Let's talk about 5 losers from the loss to the Giants. Welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Lupagus here with Onebar. We're both very, very sad because the Minnesota Vikings 2022 season is over after the Vikings lose 31-24 to the New York Giants in the wild card round. 13-4 ends up being 13 and shit.
Yeah, 13-4 nothing. But Vikings, good season. Before we get too Debbie Downer on this, we got to at least give a hats off. Rookie head coach, win the North. You know what? Wasn't horrible, but it does end horribly. And we're going to go over some losers. Let us know your losers down in the description. Let us know. And if you're going to grab yourself a cold Lift Bridge as well, because this is brought to you by Lift Bridge, and hit that sub button. Let's get to 8,500. Let's go.
You also mentioned description. We have some links to some sweet Vikings gear in that description. Hit them up. Maybe get yourself something real nice, even though you may not want to at this point. Let's talk about the losers from this game. We narrowed it down to 5. There's probably a whole hell of a lot more, but let's start with Mr. Obvious, the guy who came out and said, you're going to like the way this defense plays, Ed Donatil.
Yeah, I mean, we don't need to spend more than 20 seconds on this. Ed Donatil, same old, same old. This defense was the Achilles heel of this Vikings squad, which was very, very good, but our defense was very, very bad. We have some very good players on the defense side of the ball. We just couldn't bring it together. Ed Donatil, I put that on you. You've had some success in this league. Unfortunately, it did not pan over to the Vikings 2022 season. So he's going to be gone. We know he's going to be gone. It's going to be very interesting to see who they bring in. But, I mean, is there really anything else to say?
No, I think the only question is how soon will he be gone? Will it be Monday? Will it be Tuesday? Will it be Wednesday?
5 minutes.
It needs to happen no sooner than Thursday. Ed Donatil needs to be let go of his duties as Minnesota Vikings defensive coordinator. It has to happen.
Yes, we will see. We will have a little bit of fun trying to decide for us who will be the next defensive coordinator. We'll probably be very wrong, but we'll bring some options to the table. But not surprisingly, a lot of the players on this list are on the defense side of the ball. So let's just go with a linebacker, middle linebacker, Mychal Kendricks, who we love more than anything, but had a tough go at it.
He just looked his age. He looked slow. He looked slow today. And there was times where he was pursuing, whether it was a tight end over the middle or Saquon Barkley. He was on the chase, and you know damn well he wasn't going to get close. He looked like he had about 30 pounds of sand in his trousers. Mychal Kendricks, he looked his age today, and I love him. I love him to death. Thank you for everything you've done for the Vikings over the years, but I think your time has come. I'm ready to move on. It's Brian Asamoah time.
Brian Asamoah, anybody Asamoah. Kendricks, you know, it's easy to say, well, you know, maybe it was a defensive scheme. Maybe it was this, maybe it was that. But when you see Kendricks out there just late on, especially those Saquon and Barkley catching the ball to the backfield, whoever it was, tight ends, you can tell. Kendricks, even 2 years ago, I mean, it is night and day. Yeah. It sucks. I hate it, but it happens. It happens all the time. And unfortunately, I think a handful of these players on our defense side of the ball are going to be just either retire or just be let go. And Kendricks is one of them. So it hurts, but Kendricks was a big, big deal as far as how bad this defense was today.
Let's talk another guy who I was very, 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 very excited about when we signed him. I want him so bad when his deal with Baltimore fell through. Is Darius Smith. And then he came here, and the first game against the Packers, he's like dry humping the field. He had like 2 sacks against Aaron Rodgers. We found out that he's been hurt since the Buffalo game, and now he's completely healthy against the Giants. And he missed last week against the Bears. I was so excited for this, you know, Darius Smith, just dominating performance. He might as well not even play today.
I mean, let's be a little. I mean, turn of the game, valid. He had a great season. He had 10 sacks on the year, which a handful of that he was injured. So Darius Smith, I'd love to see him back. I just think he didn't have a great game, and he said he was 100%. What player doesn't say he's 100%? They could be 30%. They're saying, "Hey, I'm 100%." So I'm not putting that against him at all. I want him back. Just did not show up. In a perfect world, he had 3 sacks today. He didn't have any, but he had 10 on the year. So I'm for this game alone, third. Season, not a chance.
Other thing that makes me a little more upset about this is that you hear this rumor that the Vikings veterans are like, taking charge of
You
practice
know who said that? Ed Donatel.
on the defensive side of the ball. Like
Ed
they're taking
Donatel
charge.
said that. So
And,
put
and
that and shove it up your ass.
Darius Smith is a fiery dude, and he's full of swag and he's cocky as hell. And you think maybe he was one of these veterans leading this charge. You just didn't see it today, and that was very, very disappointing.
Just remember, he had 8.5 sacks in like the first 6 weeks. He got injured, and Ed Donatel was the one saying that stupid shit. Nobody believes anything that guy says anymore. Ed had a great long NFL career. Bye. Bye-bye.
All right, let's go to let's stay on the defensive side of the ball. Let's finish with another old man, Patrick Peterson. Let's finish on the defensive side of the ball. I should make that clear with Patrick Peterson, our old cornerback, the old veteran back there, the old man. You want him back? He was a turd today.
He was getting smoked left and right. Again, like Darius, he had a very overachieving season. I mean, we expected him to be decent. He played damn good this year. So we're very interested to see what they do with him in the offseason, because based off what he did this year, I think he deserves another maybe 1-year contract. But today he was getting lit up a little bit. It was tough. I love his swag. I love Patrick Peterson. If they brought him back at a good price, I won't complain one damn bit, but he's a turd.
And again, it goes back to, is it Patrick Peterson or is it the scheme? Because he's playing 8 yards off these guys. But there was times just where these Giants receivers, there was just no one around. And then like Patrick Peterson would come flying there late to make the tackle after they were to get like 11 yards. We saw that over and over again today. So scheme, player, I think it's a mix of both. Patrick Peterson, his age showed a little bit today. But yeah, I mean, I'd still take him back. Do I want him to start next year? I would hope there's a better option, but
number 2.
I would take Patrick Peterson back next year for sure.
Yeah, the thing is with Patrick Peterson, I think the swag he brings, I think the fact that he's such a seasoned vet, they could, whatever the play call is, I could see him saying, fuck that, I'm better than this. So I'm putting this more on Patrick Peterson than on Ed Donatel. I would love him to be our CB2 next year.
And he's already said he wants to come back. He considers Minnesota home. So I think he wants to be back. He wants to play here again. So I would be more shocked if he doesn't come back next year than if he is back. Hey,
that's up to the new defensive coordinator that is currently not here.
True. That's true. That's true. Let's go to our last turd of the game. We're going to go with our head coach, Kevin O'Connell, who actually has been on this list, I think, 3 or 4 times this year.
Not bad. Not bad. He's probably been on there every time we've lost. And you know what? It wasn't many times. So the buck stops with you, sir. Whether it was Kirk Cousins or you throwing that 2-yard pass at TJ Hawkinson into the game, whether it was Ed Donatel or you, as far as what the defensive scheme was, stop. It ends with you. And we were 1 and done after we won the NFC North, after we had 13 wins. So Kevin O'Connell, I love what the future holds. But this year, broke our damn hearts.
Oh, this game broke our damn hearts. And a couple
Kevin
plays
O'Connell broke our hearts.
If you're going back to actual play calls, I mean, you look at the weird double reverse throwback, whatever the hell that was supposed to be, whatever that play was supposed to be on 3rd and 1. You question that now. The 4th down play where TJ Hawkinson is the target there, whether that was supposed to be the target or not. Supposedly, Kevin O'Connell kind of threw Kirk Cousins under the bus on that one in the post-game presser, from what we're hearing. But you go back to Ed Donatel too, and if you're the head coach and you have this clear and obvious weakness on your team, he could have excised that thing 3 weeks ago, 2 months ago, a month ago, whatever it could have been, and he could have got rid of that thing, got somebody else in there to take charge of that side of the ball. Someone brought up in our post game, is he just the Mike Zimmer version of offense? I don't know, because I think he actually has brought this whole team together and they truly do play for each other. I think there's a much more cohesive group here because of Kevin O'Connell. But at the same time, he's a rookie head coach. And I think a veteran head coach maybe would have realized that, hey, my defense sucks. This guy who's in charge of it, not doing his job. I need to make a change. And maybe that's something that could have been done. And I think that reared its ugly head today in this loss against the Giants.
Reared. I don't.
Reared.
The Zimmer O'Connell comparison doesn't make sense to me. Mostly because Mike Zimmer is old as shit and has been in the league since like the early 90s. So night and day. But yeah, those are our losers. Let us know your losers in the comments. We'd love to see them. It is a tough, tough game. Anytime the Vikings are booed out of the playoffs, it's a dick or kick to the dick.
It's also a dick to the kick, too. It can go both ways. Hey, are you familiar with Park Ranger Roy Sullivan?
I don't give a shit.
Well, Park Ranger Roy Sullivan was struck by lightning for the 7th time on the same day he fought off a bear with a stick for the 22nd time. Oh, Park Ranger Roy.
Ranger Joe. Ranger Joe.